you mentioned the concept of virality there, and there are a lot of people who sort of they're chasing the algorithm. They're looking for what the next trend is or whatever that may be. Um, Bandwagon hopping, essentially. How do you guys feel about that? How do you guys manage the idea of the algorithm within the modern music scene? How do you manage that as artists?
I think that's a difficult question to answer, Joe. I mean, I think first of all, like, I don't think it social media is such an important factor nowadays when you're coming to, like we've spoken about, marketing strategy, pairing that with your release, the branding of your release, everything is like, like, unfortunately nowadays the music and having quality music is about 50% of the battle. On the side of that, you need a great marketing campaign and great branding for it, for that song to really go well and you actually make profit from it, attract more people to the band, and like have them feed into you making it financially viable. I think obviously there are positives to going viral, which is you do get the attention to your page, you get the attention if it's with your song, for example, you get the attention to your song. And but I think the important thing is that that needs to convert to something substantial, because what virality can happen in 6 hours or whatever, you can get 1 million views or 2 million views or whatever, and then no one can ever hear from you again. So once you do have that as well, you have to capitalize on it. So you need to kind of keep feeding it so that that can then become like the foundations to your social media network, and it needs to be set up in a way that that can convert, like Elliot said, into your streams, into your music, and have people buy into you as a person, you as the band, and that's the way you make longevity with it. However, virality is such a fleeting thing. It's like it's very difficult to actually capitalize on it when you do have it. So I think when it comes to that, I think what me and Elliot have done, and the rest of the band for that matter, have done well, is that that's not something that we've ever thought this has to happen. If everything else in the band we have going smoothly and going well, we can be happy with that, and virality would just be a cherry on top of that. Do you know what I mean? But if you have virality without the foundations that you've created and everything else going stronger, you actually haven't got that much to stand on. So for us, it's about creating substance where we can and have control over it. And if the external factors like virality come into it, then that's a great thing, and hopefully we'll be in a position to jump on.
So at the end of the day, that's sort of the concept of virality is just an extra. At the end of the day,
Yeah.
do you feel like creators need to ignore that with the algorithm and sort of just do what they're doing to push themselves forward, regardless of the numbers of social media?
I think it's important. I'm not saying it's a redundant thing, but I'm saying as an artist, your priority is making sure that you've got the right sound for you. You are authentic. Have your own, like, when I say the foundations, I mean the building blocks to have the right thing, a good thing, right? And then virality as a second thing, if that comes, you've already got everything so solid in your smaller network, it should just fit into the bigger network. That's what I'm saying, rather than, I'm not saying it's important because I think it is, but if you have virality without anything to stand on, it won't amount to anything. So this is where I'm saying have control over the things you can, and then the virality should take you to where you need to be if you've got everything else sorted.